Hello, 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 hello. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is Thursday evening, and that means it is time for the Small Business Spotlight. I am your host, Pat DeBear. Welcome back. If you've been here with us for other Small Business Spotlights, then thank you. If you've been with us for Digital Game Night on Monday and Wednesday night, thank you for that. I always like to make sure that I start every broadcast thanking y'all for tuning in and just being a part of this little online streaming world. Totally new to me and a lot of people I know, but because of what's going on, it's been really kind of fun to get to connect with people and still get to do some of the stuff that I enjoyed doing while I was back in Orlando while I'm up here in Chicago. And of course, obviously, with these small business spotlights, with everything that's been going on, festivals have been canceled. The bar scene isn't there or the same as it was in a pre-COVID world. So it's nice to be able to help get these extremely talented artists and business owners out into in front of some more eyes. So that way y'all can go and support them and just be awesome people. So today's guest, unfortunately for the time being, because for those of you who don't know, I got a job. I actually am going to have an actual job again. I'm excited about this. Training has been this week, so if I look like I am completely dead behind the eyes, it's because of the lack of sleep and the extreme amount of stuff I've had to memorize in the last couple of days. It's been fantastic, and I'm so excited. I'm going to be selling ADT security systems to new homeowners. If you're a homeowner out there and you are interested in getting an ADT security system, no matter where you live in the U.S., I can get you the hookup. Just go ahead and reach out to me, and we'll talk about it. We'll get it worked out. I've already talked to them about it. They're like, wherever they are at, we can make it happen. So I'll see y'all out there. I'm excited that I was able to get this guest in before I had to take a break on the Small Business Spotlight. I've known him for quite a number of years. Our friend Jaden had messaged us and had suggested bringing him on the show. And the best part is that Jaden forgets that I know people and introduced us as if we had never met before when we go back years. And he's actually even sung at karaoke when I did Happy Hour on Mondays, which that was its own little like 2.5, 3 year like bubble that people don't always remember. But I'm excited to have him on the show. He's a dear friend of mine. He's up here in Chicago, and actually, when I came up here for my first ever trip, which, oh God, it's almost September. It's almost September. Whew. Almost 2 years ago, when I came up here for my first trip to Chicago, this gentleman and his now husband, they were not married at the time, let me crash at their place and were extremely sweet to let me do that. So it is my honor and my privilege to bring Tyler Hall onto the show. Hey, Tyler.
Hello, hello. How are you, Pat?
I'm tired. Tired. I'm not even going to do the fake hosting thing where I say, "Oh, I'm fantastic." Bitch, I am tired.
I feel that deep in my soul.
I'm sure quite a few people out there feel the exact same way. So trust me, I don't think we're alone in that, and that makes me feel a little better inside.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We've known each other for quite a few years because it's been a while since I hosted Happy Hour.
Yeah, I want to say
And
it's been about no, not 8 years, but probably
like 6 or 7 close to
yeah.
that. Yeah, it's been a long time. You and your tight hot pants being backup dancers for pageants and whatnot.
Oh yes,
I
back
remember
in
that.
my day.
I remember those days. I was thinking about it today, and I was like, "Damn, yeah!" Like, I think the last time you sang at karaoke was Happy Hour, and it was you were helping out one of the queens at a pageant, and it was
Hmm.
like it was just before you moved to Chicago. So I mean, this is a
Yes.
little bit ago. This is a little while. How long have you been in Chicago?
I've been in Chicago almost 5 years now. It'll be 5 years in January.
Where is time going? Damn.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Damn, it's crazy. I just thought, like, as I was saying that, like, 2 years ago was my first trip up here, and that's when I stayed with you and Joey. And I'm
Hmm.
like, it's been 2 years, like, since I first came up here, and now I live up here. So,
Now it's
Crazy.
home sweet home.
Yeah, it's home. Maybe once COVID isn't a thing anymore, or at least not in the way that it is now, then
Yeah.
it'll be sweet home because then I'll actually be able to go out and enjoy stuff
We'll
and
actually
not
be able
have to
to enjoy
worry.
summer next year, maybe.
I know so many people up here have really just been like, "I'm so sorry that this is your first summer in Chicago. So much goes on in the summer, and
Hmm.
none of it has been able to happen this year." Um, I will say though that I've gotten to enjoy some lovely dining al fresco
Ooh.
because the Broadway has done a couple of like eat out Broadway nights where they've closed off the street
Yeah.
up here in Andersonville. I'm just outside of Andersonville, and Mary's and Replay now basically I forget which street that is, but they've almost permanently closed off that block and
Hmm.
have outdoor dining. So now, mind you, I don't go out a lot because I'm not crazy, nor do I have the money because if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna tip them
Hmm.
servers really well.
Tip your
But
servers, tip your bartenders.
basically, if they there, you tip them. They could,
Hmm.
I could literally, they could just wave to me as they walk by if they work there. I'm like, here's some money.
Yep.
Just thank you for doing this. I
Yes. Thank
appreciate
you for
it.
putting up with all this.
Thank you for just being here.
Yes.
But yeah, but it's nice to be up here. Honestly, COVID aside and all joking aside, I love it. I love it. Even on a hot day like today, where it was 93 degrees at one point, which I know, our Florida friends are like, bitch, that's nothing. That's
Hmm.
nighttime for us. But my fat ass would never have walked out the front door during the day in Orlando in this heat. And now Havoc and I are doing walks 4 times a day, just going around the block.
Yeah, that's a great thing about Chicago. You get your steps in when you got to go places.
Right. That's I've looked at my watch, and okay. So the funny part is that speaking of steps, and it's become this like running joke in my training class. I basically do almost my entire day's worth of steps within the first 4 or so hours of being awake because I've been learning these scripts so much
Hmm.
that I've been walking the entirety of my apartment and just doing laps in my apartment. And when I got onto my training class, I had done, I think, 8,500 steps already today. And I was like, okay,
You're going to have those legs.
I'm gonna have them.
Well, bam! There we go.
I'm pretty sure I just pulled something. Well, enough jibber jabber and girl talk. Although it's been fun. We've messaged a little bit since I've gotten up here, but obviously with everything going on, we haven't had a chance to really connect since I've moved up here. So it's nice to actually have a little bit of a chance to chat with you
Yeah, absolutely.
with all of this. But so the reason that I brought you on today is because not only are you a fantastic karaoke singer and a lovely piece of eye candy for dancing numbers for drag queens and pageants, and you are actually also a male entertainer yourself. You have competed and won several titles. I was gonna say I've seen them hanging in your home, and then I remembered they're hanging right behind you right now. I'm trying. So my camera is up like 3 or 4 inches above the top of my laptop. I'm using my DSLR, so I'm constantly trying to remember to look up, so I'm not looking
Hmm.
down at you and looking like it's like this weird, like, hey, how's it going down here? So it took me a second. When all of a sudden I was like, oh shit, that's right. They're right behind you.
Oh, these old things.
It's just those little things. But you have been releasing music as an indie artist, and you've actually just put some more music out recently. And I wanted to get people to get to know you and really kind of get to know the man behind the music. So, how did you get started in singing? Like, have you been singing since a young age, or when did it really start? When did the singing bug really bite you?
So I've been singing since I was about 7 or 8. I grew up in the church choir, and from there I did theater in high school, and I started going from doing acting to doing musical theater and learning about this whole new world of music theory and vocal entertainment. And as I continued to learn and grow in it, I continued to get more and more interested to the point that I decided this was something that I wanted to try and make a career. And I went to college for vocal performance for a couple of years before moving to Orlando. And once I moved to Orlando, I had been performing in nightclubs for about a year and a half prior to moving to Orlando. I was entertaining in it was called Throb Nightclub in Sarasota, Florida, where I had been
That doesn't
working.
sound dirty at all.
Well, it may or may not have been a gay bar. I wonder. But I entered a talent contest there at the nightclub, and when I won, I got cast in their drag show every week. So then I started working every week with the queens, and I started learning about makeup and costuming in a whole different sense, from musical theater to doing pop numbers on stage. And when I moved to Orlando, I wanted to continue doing that. So I started entering the talent contests in Orlando, at Pulse Nightclub, at Parliament House, and I remained there competing for about 4 years, I want to say. I did the competition circuit in Orlando. Then when my contract with Universal Studios came up for my last seasonal work there, I got cast in a burlesque show up here in Chicago. And it was I'd never worked in burlesque before, but I had submitted a video for an online audition for a little show called The Naughty Little Cabaret, which ran for a total of about 5 years here in Chicago. It ran for 3 years prior to me moving up, and then 2 years after I moved up. And amazing show. I had never gotten to experience what burlesque was, and seeing this whole new form of entertainment gave me all new ideas of what I wanted to do. I learned the art of the reveal. I learned a whole new stage presence. And I got to work with a number of world-renowned entertainers in the burlesque world, as well as in the drag world. Such as Shea Coulee. I actually initially worked with her before she went on to win Drag Race All Stars. And I continued from there to work in more burlesque shows such as Boy Toy Pocket Cabaret. And I was working with, up until the shutdown, a show called Boylesque, which was twice a month at Charlie's here in Chicago. And I've continued to work with Boylesque for their online shows off and on. But in the last year to 2 years, I started teaming up with a longtime friend of mine named Rylan Morgan, who is a music producer. He's currently based in North Carolina. And we had been friends for a long time, talking in a music chat room. And we had just kind of stayed in touch over the years, because I'd always wanted to do my own music, but I could only come up with vocals. I could only come up with lyrics. I had no means to really create that background music, what really makes the song. So after talking with him for a number of years, I finally reached out and said, hey, I would love to get the chance to actually work with you in a music sense. And then January of last year, we released my first single called Longer. And that went pretty well. And I absolutely fell in love with production and with the whole recording aspect. Then we continued and we released my second single called Sanctuary, which came out the following summer. And I actually had the honor and privilege to sing both songs live at Market Days last year, which was a dream come true, getting to have that opportunity. And then we continued to further develop so that I could have a full EP. And when everything shut down up here in Chicago, we took what we had and we released my first 3-track EP on Spotify and on Apple Music, all of the streaming services, called Dimensions. And then it was from that point forward, I told him I love working with him, but I want him to be getting more credit than what he was giving himself. And so we decided that moving forward, we are going to actually be a band. So we are now a band called TXR, and our first single came out on Bandcamp a couple weeks ago, called Till the Worst Is Over. And actually the music video will be coming out for that here in a couple weeks, which I'm really, really excited to showcase that. I teamed up with a friend of mine who lives up here in Chicago. We originally met when we were both living in Orlando. His name is Hunter Mahaffey.
Hunter.
Yep, Hunter.
Oh, Hunter.
Mr. Cody Voss.
Oh Lord. Well, when you said his name, you didn't use the Nord in there as well, and that's what threw me off for a second. And then I was like, "Oh, Hunter, I know Hunter." We worked together in. We actually worked together in Orlando as part of TV Land Live and the Golden Gals shows with Ginger and Gidget and Divine Grace and Mr. Miss Adrian and CJ. So yeah, that's how I know Hunter from there, and then moving up here.
Yeah, he's living in like the Edgewater area, but he and I teamed up to make this really awesome video that I'm so excited to show everyone. And then I think it was last weekend, we actually released a small remix album that has a couple of remixes of tracks that we released. One was remixed by a artist slash band out of California named Probe 7, Brett Hines. And then another was remixed by an artist named Danny Rains, who created this absolutely amazing dance track of my song Don't, featuring Amethyst von Trollenberg of Wisconsin.
Oh. Now, go back 1 second. Probe 7, where are they out of again?
They are based out of California. I want to say West Palm Beach or Palm Springs.
That's Charlie Harding's project as well, isn't it?
It was.
It was. Oh.
Yes. Yeah. They have since gone separate ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
So. No, okay. I was gonna say, I was like, wait a minute. I know I knew the name before, and that was actually, I played a little bit of that remix of Sanctuary as after the countdown played at the beginning of this episode. So that music that you heard was the Probe 7 remix of Sanctuary. Just a little snippet. I don't need YouTube trying to take down my videos.
Just a little tease. It's okay. You have the copyright permission. I'm the artist.
Perfect. There you go. Perfect. Just got to make sure. But you want to just give a little taste because you want them coming back for more.
And there's a lot more to come. I promise you that.
I'm trying my best not to make dirty jokes.
You can do that. Where's the fun in not doing that? Come on.
Well, I'm for real. Well, and the funny part is that as you've been talking about your journey and everything, my gay ass over here, when you said a whole new world, I was like, a whole new world, and then you were talking about burlesque, and Christina Aguilera is popping up in my head. Doing.
Get your ass up, show me how you burlesque.
That movie might be cheesy, but I love it so much, and I love that soundtrack.
The soundtrack to that movie is fantastic.
Oh my god, so good! Christina Aguilera is singing "Something's Got a Hold of Me."
Mm-hmm. I was just really sad that we didn't get a duet between Christina and Cher at any point in that.
That probably
you have these two powerhouse vocalists. Let's get them to sing together.
Cher probably was contracted for like 2 songs and probably had in that contract that they were not duets. And she probably was like, you could triple my salary and then I'll do a duet with her. And they were like, we don't know if the movie's going to make that much money. So you just do an upbeat song or, like a little bit, a mid-tempo and a ballad and you'll be fine.
Do your sultry work and then make us cry.
Oh, because Cher, that Welcome to Burlesque, her opening track.
Oh, loved it.
Oh, so good. So
Got,
good.
got my basement flooded and has me moist in all different ways.
Well, and if you would like to see some more of that moistness, you can follow Tyler on Instagram and Twitter at Tyler Hall Music. Just a little plug there for you. I don't have my soundboard up and running because there'd be a little ding at the end of that. I've got to listen. You got to have a soundboard when you're trying to promote and plug. I hit a little button. I literally have hotkeyed every single one of my soundboard pieces. So when I type and the soundboard is up, all of a sudden you just hear random sound clips going off. It's phenomenal. I love it. But I will say that these are not the dirty Twitters. I'm just saying they leave you coming back for more.
Yes, just just a little tease.
Just right on that cusp.
Right. If you want the dirty things, you'll have to see if you can find your way on Snapchat. But
I was gonna say, I'm like, I haven't found that dirty Twitter yet, or as the kids call them nowadays, alts.
Oh yeah, the alt files. Now that Tumblr is no longer a thing.
Right. Which, and the sad part is, like, I mean, I know I'm not old, but I mean, I'm gonna be 39 this year. I rarely ever use Twitter. So, like, it's just like a whole other, like, dimension. So when people are like, drop your alt, and I'm like,
my what?
People have, like, multiple accounts? Like, I thought everybody just knew that there was going to be dicks a-flopping everywhere.
Exactly.
Apparently not. Apparently you're supposed to have one that's for friends and family, and then one where you post your penis all over the place.
Well, it's kind of like, how you have your family-friendly Facebook, and then if you're a kinkster, you have your Facebook for all your smut and your fun things.
I have many friends that do that. I honestly, I don't ever post any of those pictures because really nobody's asking for it. And two, that is just so much work. It is so much work. I have enough of a hassle keeping up with, like, a Bears in the City page, keeping up with the Flame On podcast page, like, all of this stuff. To have to go ahead and do another account just for that.
It's too much work. Yeah, no, I've been slowly trying to transition from doing more, less work on Facebook and let those pages kind of run themselves so I can focus a little bit more on Twitter. And I haven't quite been able to grasp the Twitter algorithm just yet, how things work. So I'm slowly trying to learn it as I go.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of slowly taking tips from my husband, as he has quite a few more followers than I do, and he's got his big things that he's a part of. So I'm trying to.
He has more followers. I'm going to need you to exit the meeting, and I'm going to need him to come
okay.
on.
Let me go ahead real quick.
Leave meeting. I'm sorry. I gotta go. Bye.
Bye.
Besides, like, I don't even know, like, so there's so much that's coming up for you, and I'm glad that you're able to figure out ways to be able to do this and navigate around COVID. And with this new music video, is it going to have a Taylor Swift like title card at the end that says that details all of the precautions you guys took to make sure you were, like, CDC compliant?
Well, so actually, fun thing about this music video is we literally just filmed it all in the one in Hunter's apartment. So we were pretty much just in his living room, and then I was in his bathtub. That was kind of it. Yes, let your imagination go run wild.
I was just trying to do a quick calculation of how many people have been in that bathtub.
Oh, probably many.
Hold on, let's get the abacus out. I gotta start start moving these.
The number of people that responded when Hunter posted a picture of us, like, getting ready to do film work, and the number of people that said, "Oh, is this a new film?" Yes, but it's not quite what you're thinking. Just wait and see.
This film will not be on a pay site.
For the more adult version, log on to.
Oh my God! Could you get, like, a red banner trailer for the music video as well as, like, the green banner,
the adult music video?
Yeah. Listen.
Hey.
Not necessarily a bad idea. I mean, you could do a little bit more risque video and have that be kind of like, geared towards. Listen, we could talk about this. We could make this work. We could. Listen.
Hey, I do have a song that is just all about sex, so we'll see.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion already released that song. You can't.
But no, their song is about wet ass. But my song is just about sex. It's so good you might as well consider it holy, honey.
Okay. All right. I mean, okay. I think there's enough market. Oh.
I think there's turns the party, but mine can still get your juices flowing.
Which would then give you some,
wet ass pussy, baby.
Wab. Come on, Wab. So if you had to pick out of the songs that you have, so we'll go with the songs that you've released so far, and including the remixes, which is your favorite?
Probably my favorite would be Till the Worst Is Over, which is the one that I just released on Bandcamp. It's a song that I wrote at the start of quarantine, and the main message of the song is, please, for the love of God, stay inside. And it's really about, having that safe space with someone, having that, I'm safe with you, and I will be here with you the entire time, and we'll be here till the worst is over. And, I wrote that song thinking about my husband and how, we're going to be here and we're going to have each other. I've got you, you've got me, and we're going to stay strong together.
Oh, that's so sweet. And I'm a little nauseous, but in only the best ways. Only the best ways. And honestly, I'm slightly jealous of folks like you, and honestly, even people who are in roommate situations that have somebody there, because it's been super difficult being a single person, and especially moving during this pandemic. So leaving my entire safety blanket and security of having a chosen family, and a family that I've built over almost 12 full years in Orlando, to then move to a city where I know people, and that's great, but we're in a pandemic, and it's a new place. I've chronicled my issues that I've had with the movers that I'm still dealing with, that I have tech and memorabilia and stuff from my childhood that is still missing. So it's been tough, and I've done my best, and there have been times that I've gone and I've done something outside, and most of the time, if I've done anything, it's been in an outdoor area, just trying to make sure to mitigate the risk as much as possible. But for the most part, I've been trying to follow along with that type of thinking of, well, I it sucks to be alone, but it's going to be a lot worse if I have any health issues that come out of it, or heaven forbid that I contract COVID and don't make it at all, or end up with major side effects and long lasting things from it. But it is really difficult trying to be that single person. So I'm really glad to see my friends that are in relationships that like you said, you've got your husband, you've got Joey there. My friends that have roommates, my friends that have made their own little bubbles and decided, you know what? Well, since we both live separate, why don't you just come in? We'll camp out in the same house and do this together. So it's nice to see those types of messages being put out there, and it's nice to see those types of sentiments being expressed, and it's awesome to see it, and it's also a little bittersweet knowing that there's a point where I'm just kind of like, hey, who else is living by themselves? Who wants to rent out my room for a couple of months and just I have a second bedroom that's barely has any furniture in it. So I mean, maybe. But that's awesome. I mean, I'm glad to hear it. it's tough to put links up for those of you that are watching. So if you go onto Bandcamp or you go onto Spotify, well, for Tyler's first tracks that he had put out, just go and look up the name. So it's TXR, right? I got that right?
Yes. So for the music that's from TXR, that's on Bandcamp.
Yep.
It's not quite on streaming services just yet because our distributor, Symphonic Distributions, they are absolutely amazing. Wonderful company, wonderful brand. Just this specific song was a little off-brand for them. So in order for us to be able to release that through their distribution, we want to make sure that we release it with other songs that are a bit more on brand for them.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, and that makes sense. I mean, and Bandcamp is also another fantastic way for indie artists to be able to get their stuff out there and make it in a way that it's accessible and doesn't necessarily have to be behind either a paywall or a crazy paywall if there is going to be any type of purchasing involved with it. I have friends that put music out through Bandcamp all the time, and it's awesome.
Yeah, and great thing with the new track is you can download it for free on Bandcamp. But if you do want to help us with any recording costs or production costs in the future, there is a space where when you download it, you can put in a purchase price if you'd like to donate for any future projects, so that we can get some new music out a little bit faster for your listening pleasures.
That's awesome. Yeah, and that's honestly in these trying times, in these unprecedented times, artists are having a lot of challenges that they have to overcome, and getting out there and supporting, whether it's through Bandcamp, something like that for TXR, whether it's somebody on Patreon, or if they have a way to be able to support them. Now is the time to do it. If you have a couple of extra bucks, obviously,
absolutely.
You don't want to go crazy, and if you don't have the money, be like, okay, well, hey, I'm going to do all this. But any and every dollar is always fantastic. So, Super Freedom Fighter over on Twitch wants to know who Joe is. So I'll let you answer that question.
So Joey is my husband. We've been together. It'll be 5 years this Halloween, and it'll be our 1-year wedding anniversary on Halloween as well. He is the love of my life. He is a wrestler, women's wrestling reviewer. You can find him on YouTube. He reviews with a channel called Ring the Bell. He is a entertainer. He is a comedian. He is a jack of all trades. And he's kept me sane through these past few months, for sure.
Just remember, y'all, he's probably in the other room watching this right now. So the script that Tyler is reading was printed for him. No, Joey is fantastic. He's actually a former employee of mine. He used to host karaoke for me. So I've known Joey for a little bit less time than I've known Tyler, but they are both absolutely amazing and sweet people. So go follow both of them on the social medias. Go do all of that and support indie art and all of those crazy things. And then so I'm gonna go through these real quick because we're gonna wrap up in just a minute, because I know you got stuff that you got to do. My brains are gonna start leaking out of my ears very shortly.
Yeah, we got to get you some sleep.
Saturday night, legit, like Saturday night, I am not gonna do much of anything, and I'll probably be passed out by like 9 p.m.
That sounds magical.
I never thought that I would say that it sounds magical, but it totally does.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure that you follow Tyler on Instagram and Twitter to keep up with a more visual representation of what's going on in his life and with his music. And that's at Tyler Hall Music on both Instagram and Twitter. For the first music that Tyler's been putting out, his first EP, and for the remix EP that is out, whatever your streaming platform is. When I was playing the music earlier at the start of the broadcast, I was playing it on Google Play Music, which will pretty soon be YouTube Music, Apple Music, Spotify, any of those. Whatever your favorite streaming platform is, just type in Tyler Hall. You'll find him. You'll see his handsome face on the album art. And to check out his newest project, TXR, for the first single, at least, go check him out on Bandcamp. Type in TXR. Go find the track. One more time, what's the title of the track?
Till the Worst is Over.
Till the Worst is Over. So go check it out. Free to download. But if you have a couple of extra bucks and you want to help support an indie artist during these unprecedented times, these trying times, that's my least favorite thing to ever hear anymore. After like the first 2.5 months, I was like, if you say in these trying times one more time.
If I see one more car commercial saying in these trying times, if you just need to get away. Yes, I need to get away, but that doesn't mean I have money for a car.
Seriously, I'm like, when it was only essential businesses open, and that meant the car dealerships, I was like, how many people are losing their jobs right now, and you telling me that I can still go buy a car?
Right? Priorities.
I mean, I get it. People need to, if your car breaks down and you need to buy one, like, I can get a certain amount of it, but y'all were pushing it just a little bit.
Just a bit.
A little bit. My favorite, though, so I don't know if you know about Pluto TV. Have you heard of Pluto TV?
I have not.
Okay, so it's an app you can watch it on your phone, your tablet, smart TV. They have a Roku channel. I have it as I have a Samsung smart TV, so it's right. I was able to download it. It's free television. So now, mind you, it's not like I think aside from maybe like 1 or 2 channels like Buzzer, because I like my old game shows. Most channels are like 24-hour. Like there's a certain category. There's VH1 reality. There's a RuPaul's Drag Race channel. There's a classic Doctor Who channel. Like all these things, so you can watch like all of this stuff, and it's all free.
Ooh.
But it's like having regular television, and there's commercials, and I forget what is it? It's Denver, I think it is. Has these commercials that are playing, and they're like, you've done all of this to make sure that you stay safe, and now it's our turn to take care of you. Come to Denver and do all this, like, and it's like people without masks on and all this, and I'm like, are y'all high? I know that it's legal there, but are y'all high? Like, for real?
Like choices.
Yeah.
Choices.
Yeah, and for those of you that are just planning non-essential travel and are just going all willy-nilly all over the place, really think about it. And remember that if you come from a hotspot and you come to Chicago, you're supposed to quarantine for 14 days, and you can be fined up to $7,000 if you don't do it.
That's a lot of money.
Just saying. Just putting it out there. Well, let's go through this one more time, just because I want to make sure that we get as many plugs as possible, because I would like for people to go in. And I'm going to plug you as many times as Joey will allow me.
It's okay. He's listening in the other room.
I figured as much. Hi, Joey. So make sure that you follow... There you go. Make sure that you follow Tyler on Instagram and Twitter at Tyler Hall Music. Make sure that you head over to, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Apple Music, whether it's Google Play Music, whatever your favorite streaming platform is.
All the things.
All the things. And honestly, you know what? Be a good bitch and go support on all of them. Even if you don't use it, go over, find it, like, save, follow. I don't know what the kids are doing nowadays on these things. I'm old.
So just find it and press play, and then,
press play. Let it just, when you go to bed, just let it play on the nightstand. Just turn the volume down real low. Just let that play count rack up nice and high. Right.
That would be magical and much appreciated.
Absolutely. And I know that likes and saves, and depending on what platform you're on, whatever the follow or subscribe or whatnot button is, give it a press, because that's a huge thing for independent artists. So make sure you go ahead and you do that. And then the big thing that was just announced. Hell, it's only been like 2 or 3 weeks since you announced it, right?
Yeah, it's been about 2 weeks since we announced it.
I was gonna say time is a complete construct right now, and I'm
I
not
know, right?
100% sure.
When is it? What year is it?
Remember 10 years ago in January when we didn't have these worries? Well,
I don't know
as
if I
many of
remember
them.
10 years ago. I've drank a lot.
Oh, girl, I know.
Girl, that
Tyler,
Parliament house.
I miss my home sometimes.
Uh-huh.
But to check out Tyler's new project, go onto Bandcamp, check out TXR. The single, the first single is free to download. Till the worst is over, right?
Yep.
I remembered it. My brain is so fried, but I remembered. Go check it out. It's free to download, but there is a spot where if you would like to basically essentially tip or help support the music, then throw a couple of bucks Tyler's way, and that'd be fantastic. Do you have a release date? I'm sorry, I know you said it was coming soon, but do you have a release date for the single or for the new video?
I don't as of yet. I'm actually going to be meeting with the director of the video tomorrow, so hopefully we'll be able to sit down and have a timeline of that very soon.
Okay, and then that's gonna when you have that date, you're gonna be announcing it at Tyler Hall Music on Instagram and Twitter.
Yep,
I assume.
I will be announcing it with a little bit of a teaser trailer.
Okay,
Follow me. I promise. It's lots of fun things.
And honestly, even if there's just little teases, they're fun to watch. The singlet photos. There's a whole bunch of just delightful imagery. And now that I've been on Twitter a lot more, now I just leave inappropriate comments underneath Tyler's pictures. It's just fun. And it's engagements.
I'm not complaining whatsoever. I love it. Ooh. Oh, my.
Well, Tyler, it's been fantastic catching up with you. For those of you that are watching, thanks for hanging out. Make sure that you go follow Tyler at Tyler Hall Music on Instagram and Twitter. Go search Tyler Hall on your favorite streaming platform. Go check out TXR on Bandcamp. I told you I was going to plug you as many times as I could. But go check all that out. And if you are watching on Twitch, do me a huge favor. Just hit the follow button for me. I am just about 9 followers away from hitting my affiliate level. So I'm excited about that.
That's awesome.
I know. I'm so I never knew anything really about Twitch. I knew it existed, but I never did much with it. And then during quarantine or during the lockdown, some of my artist friends would start doing live streams of them drawing. And I was like, okay, this is cool. And then I decided to do digital game night and was like, you know what? This would be the perfect avenue for it because that's where the gamers go. And so in the last 2-ish months, like I said, I've completed everything except for the followers. I'm as of last night, I'm 9 followers short on Twitch. So if you have a Twitch account, go Bears in the City. I'll put this up here on here.
There you go.
Twitch.tv/Bears in the City. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. We do digital game night every Monday night. That's going to be starting at 10:30 Eastern, starting this coming Monday. Wednesday night, Chrissy and I host it, and that's going to be starting at 10 p.m. Eastern. And I'm not quite sure. We'll probably do some more small business spotlights sometime down the road. But with starting this new job, I want to make sure that I can kind of get a feel for what the scheduling is going to be like, how long it's going to take me to get back home and all of that. So I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. I don't want to say, hey, we'll be able to do this, and I get stuck somewhere and I'm not able to hop online and get the show started. So we're going to take a little break on the small business spotlight, but I am glad that I got to get you on, Tyler.
Yes, and thank you so much for having me. I really, really appreciate it. It's been wonderful getting to see you and chat with you again.
Right? Isn't it so nice to actually be to see somebody and not just do a phone call or do text and message chats and all that. So this is one of the reasons that I really love doing this and especially the Wednesday night game night is having that interaction again and being able to chat and put it out there for the entire world to see. So well, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. And I think that wraps us up for tonight. So thank you for those of you who've been watching. Thank you, Joey, out there and around.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Dwayne Johnson. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But we will be back on Monday night for Digital Game Night. So until next time, bye, everybody.
Bye. And thank you so much for